AI legal kind of contractors. Now, they originally started to gain a lot of traction when ChatGPT 3 was released, and everyone was thinking, oh yeah, this is going to be the best thing ever. And it does do a pretty basic contract, and it's pretty good at doing that. But I think that you do have to be a little bit cautious with it, because it does leave a lot of stones unturned. And the way that I actually got around this, which was interesting, is I would write up a contract in ChatGPT, and then I would then ask it, or a new chat in ChatGPT with that contract that I made up, and say, if I was in court and I was disputing X, Y, or Z clause, how would I go with this contract that you see in front of you? And it would then tell me if it's a horrible contract, if there's something that I need to add, or if it's good enough, and things like that. So getting really creative with ChatGPT and, creating those contracts, if you aren't paying for a Rocket lawyer, for example, or another AI lawyer. Yeah, but Rocket lawyer is like AI tech.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
So if it's not a specific AI lawyer robot kind of thing, then getting creative with ChatGPT 4 is probably your best bet.
Do us a quick favor, guys. Hit the follow, subscribe button. Share this with someone who would benefit from it, and help us grow, as the more we grow, the better the episodes will get. Thanks, guys, for helping us, and let's get into the episode.
Welcome back, guys, to this episode of the SCULPTED podcast. This episode, it is a sit down with my invisible co-host who's on the other side, Liam. For context, I'm pointing at the empty chair. And it is us two today. So, probably in the sequence of events, probably haven't done one of these, considering they'll be in there. These episodes will be in there. We'll do, from now on, one a week like this. So, these are going to be in there.
You know what?
To be honest.
You know what I was just thinking? You could edit me into that chat.
You know what? I was so contemplating doing it, but then I was thinking, I need a full body shot of you. And that would be the best. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But
we'll try that next week.
Yeah, if we get techie enough, we could definitely do that. It would actually be so fun. It would be horrible. It would look horrible. It would look so out of place, especially because it's pretty dark where you are right now. But
yeah, I mean,
it would be funny as.
Yeah.
It will.
So how have you been today, Nick?
Today has been a busy day for myself, Liam. So this is my third podcast today. I had the first episode in the morning with Jack. Really great guy. Always love speaking with him. 2-hour episode, done and dusted. So that was good. Then I just finished another episode with a family friend called Pete Howard, which was a very interesting, different type of episode and different type of guest as well. So that was really cool. And now here I am with Liam, and my day has been primarily consumed by sitting in front of these two cameras. So yeah, pretty good day so far. How about yourself, Liam, even though you just woke up?
Yeah, I mean, well, to be fair, I woke up at 3 thinking, I'll go for a run. I woke up at 3 thinking I was going to go for a run. And then, I mean, it's 6 now, but yeah, I've been on a run this morning, which was decent. I was going to go this morning for 20k at 3, and then I thought, oh no, I need to reduce it because I need to minimise my injury risk as well before the Ultra. So 25 days out now. Yeah, 25 days out from the Ultra. Feeling good. 14k run this morning, and yeah, I'm just excited for it.
Awesome, bro. Crazy. So 28 days, you said, is it? 25.
25.
Okay, wow. Well, we haven't told anyone yet, so we'll keep the 19 or 21 day counter off the record for the minute. But okay,
to be fair, I have.
What?
Or did you mute it?
No, I got rid of it because you did say it, and then you said I'm not saying it, and then I got rid of it.
Okay. Well, should we drop it, or should we
no,
just wait until yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because it'll be funny. Okay, but for this episode, Liam, you've come prepared with a few things. I've come prepared with a few things. What I've come prepared with, Liam doesn't know about, and vice versa. So I will let's get mine over and done with. Mine are a bit funny. Mine are what would you do situations, and then I've got some AI things. But we'll do the AI things after your little segment. So
Yeah.
Let me get my what would you do scenarios. So firstly, the what would you do scenarios are really fun to do because it's like a really morally challenging question. And if you actually lean into it and we kind of play it out a little bit, it gets really, really interesting. So first question, Liam, what would you do? A runaway trolley is heading towards 5 people tied up on the tracks.
Trolley?
Yeah, hold up. Definitely meant to say train.
Yeah. Not like a shopping trolley? I don't think that's going to do much.
Yeah. You can pull a lever to divert it onto another track, and there is one person tied up on that track. Which lever do you pull? One of 5.
Person?
Okay. Right,
Would
but
you not?
why is that?
Or you just go... Because 5 lives is more valuable than 1.
Wait, hold up. Wait, sorry. I think that I meant to say that you don't know the 5 people, but you know the 1 person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah. My dog's just staring at me outside.
So you put your dog on the track,
I would
you?
say... definitely not. I'd rather kill the 5 people.
Okay, first. Alright, so you're gonna take out 5 people for the 1 person that you know.
Yeah.
That's a tricky one. I mean, firstly, for me, it depends who that 1 person is that I know, right? Like, it could be someone who I don't fully like. Then that lever's getting pulled to go to them. Interesting. Okay, alright. The next one that I've got is that you're on a lifeboat with limited supplies and too many people. If you don't reduce the number of passengers, everyone will die. Oh, okay. Do you sacrifice some to save others? And if so, how do you choose who?
The fattest people I chuckle overboard.
Oh, sorry, I was just drinking water. Did you just say the fattest people you chuckle overboard?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Because they need the most food, no?
Oh, that's actually a shout. Okay, I definitely didn't think about it like that. I was thinking you chuck overboard the people who could survive, like the swimmers, potentially. And then they go swim to like an island or something. Or they go find like another boat. And then the people who like couldn't fight for themselves stay.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe you keep the fat people and throw the skinny people, because the fat people will last the longest because they have more fat.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because the fat people will have the glycogen stored, so they can last years, potentially. Oh, that's crazy to say.
Potentially, yeah. Depending on how big they are.
Yeah, I think that if we were to have a fair, maybe a 50-50 split, I'd probably like give like the most athletic guy. I'd say, all right, bro, you just got to take one for the team. You could save everyone here by just fending for yourself, finding someone, and then saving the rest of us, and then the rest of us will just work it out. What do you think?
I think it's just a free for all. I think people, you just find it.
Yeah. Well, in that situation, the fat people, if they got pushed overboard, then that's going to be a long day for them. That's tough. All right. The next one I've got. Organ transplant dilemma. You are a doctor with 5 patients who need different organ transplants to survive. A healthy person with matching organs comes in for a routine checkup. On my days, wait, do you sacrifice the 1 healthy person to save the 5 others? You're a doctor with 5 patients who need different organ transplants to survive. A healthy person with matching organs comes in for a routine checkup. Do you sacrifice the 1 healthy person to save the 5 others?
How do you sacrifice the healthy? How do you sacrifice the healthy person? Then what are you doing? Just shooting them because they've come in? Like,
yeah, bro, that's what I'm thinking. The 1 person only has 2 organs for 5 people somehow. Do we not know like what organs are?
I think you sacrificed the 5 people because it was their fault for having organ failures in the first place.
I'm not gonna lie. That question's thrown me. That question's actually thrown me.
Yeah,
I think we skipped that one.
Yeah.
I think we skipped that one. All right.
yeah.
The burning building. You can only save 2 people trapped in a burning building: a prominent scientist working on a cure for cancer, or a young child with their whole life ahead of them. Oh my gosh, who do you save? That's crazy.
Well, I'd save the child because cancer feel like it's never going to get cured. Probably.
But what if this guy had the answer?
Well, if he had the answer, I'd save him because he could save millions of others.
Yeah, I would save him. But then it's like, what if it didn't work and then he just killed a kid? That's crazy. I'd save the scientist, but I'd definitely make it look like if there was a burning building, I'd run to the building. I'd make sure if I saw that kid in like the first story and the scientist in the second, I'd run upstairs. I'd grab the scientist and I'd be like, "You come here," and then I'd see the kid on the way back, and I just wouldn't make any eye contact. You know?
What?
You've got to film it.
I just grab his hair and just like pull him on the floor.
Yeah, if that was the case, you could definitely take the kid
upstairs.
as well.
You've gone upstairs, but you've gone upstairs to get the scientist. Why can't you get the kid on the first floor?
Yeah. Definitely could have got the kid. All right. Well, what would you do? You get the scientist?
Yeah. All right. If he had a cure for cancer.
Okay.
If he didn't, then he's getting binned.
He's getting binned, crazy. Actually, to be fair, yeah, true. Okay. A poor starving man steals bread to feed his family. As a police officer, do you arrest him for theft or do you let him go under certain circumstances? I'd let him go.
I'd let him go, but I'd have to see his family first. I'd have to see they're all on the street.
Oh, that's a good shout. Yeah, you got to confirm. That's a good shout.
I'd follow him. I'd follow him home.
Yeah, that's fair.
Then it turns out he's actually living in a mega mansion in Chelsea.
Fact, and you definitely don't need bread because you got bread, bro. You got bread.
Yeah, you got bread. You got bread.
He's got metaphorical and literal bread.
Maybe he was going to get the milk and he just got some bread.
Yeah, maybe. I guess we'll never know. We'll never know. It's hypothetical. Okay, the next one
that was slow of your head, I think.
Wait, was that a joke?
Yeah, don't worry.
No, wait. You were talking about like he went to go get milk, right? Like the dad thing.
Oh, okay. You didn't get it. Okay.
No, okay. I really didn't get it. A highly qualified friend who has been unemployed for a long time is desperate for a job and considered faking their resume to get a position they are capable of doing. Do you support their decision?
This is a tough one, because I actually I've bought something like that I want to speak about today on that, similar to that in terms of skills and those kind of things. I'd say fake it. At the end of the day, a lot of these people are faking it. The top people that you see, they're faking, whether it's their lifestyle, they're faking how brilliant they are or whatever. So I would say fake it. Like, you'll get found out if you're not good enough. But if you are highly skilled and you do have the roles for that job, then there's nothing stopping you.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna perform in it. Like, for me, the freelance work I'm doing at the moment, I've never done it before for a company. I've done it for myself, but at the end of the day, you just kind of have to fake it till you make it, and then you also learn on the job.
You'll get found out if not.
Yeah, exactly. So, what's the worst that can happen? You fail, you get fired.
There'll be a hiring process.
You're in the same position that you were before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. All right, last one.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's not a bad one. All right, the plagiarist student. As a teacher, you catch a hard-working student plagiarizing on a major assignment. Failing them means they won't graduate, but they are usually honest and diligent. Do you report the plagiarism or give them another chance?
I'd just pass them, to be honest, because that's what I did.
It's not so hard.
I can't lie.
Fair enough.
I was like throughout my personal training course, especially, not plagiarized as such, but like I knew the information already, and I'd already written it in my year 11 schoolwork. So I just copied it from that. Like it's still my own work necessarily, but like at the same time, like some of the stuff you're learning, it's so repetitive and you already know it that it's. I mean, I'm going off topic here from that question, but for me, it was just a bit like I'm doing this over and over and over, and then to go from obviously already knowing this stuff whilst also trying to run a business at the same time, it's like I just feel like I'm wasting my time learning the same thing constantly over and over and over. When I also know how to teach it, I'm already doing coaching for other people, and I'm here getting a personal training degree. So it's a bit like, right, I'm already doing this and getting paid for it, and then I'm having to do a course where I'm also learning it, like the same stuff I already knew. So yeah, it was a bit of a weird one. But you want to jump into your topics for today then?
Well, my topic was AI. So I came with a few lists of automations, but I thought if we did yours first, or did you want me to go first?
Yeah, I can do mine first. I just had two topics. They're pretty basic and simple, but I feel like they're quite valuable to the viewers and audio listeners as well. First one this morning was what I spoke about. I put a story up this morning on my Instagram because I constantly, like, they're probably one of the biggest questions apart from, are you still playing football at the moment? Is how do you wake up so early, and like how are you so motivated and disciplined to wake up early? That's like one of my big ones. As well as how you're so disciplined to eat healthy. But I think the discipline comes not from waking up. So the waking up part is not a problem for me. As I said to Nick this morning, I could have woke up at 3 and gone for a run, but it was more just injury prevention, make sure I'm not injured. So I got up at 4 instead. And it's not the waking up part that's the discipline for me. It's the actual doing the task. So if I set out that I'm going to do 14 kilometers or 15 kilometers at a certain pace of 4 minutes 30 a kilometer or 4 minutes 35 a kilometer, I have to be disciplined to get that done, because a lot of people will say, okay, I've done the 15 kilometers, but you end up doing it at a 5 minute 30, a 6 minute 30, whatever pace, not actually what you set out to do. So I think that discipline comes with that, and it builds up over time. Like you say to yourself, you're going to do these things. You give yourself kind of what's the word? I don't know. You give yourself.
I think integrity. Yeah, integrity is a good word.
Yeah,
for it.
and you kind of build up a list of things that you've completed, and these build on each other. They compound over time, and it's like the compound effect. They compound over time, over weeks, months, years, to kind of then prove to yourself that you're capable of what you set your mind to and what you say you're going to do. Because a lot of people say they're going to do things, and they're talking so much. They're saying they're going to do something. They say, okay, yeah, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to get it done next week. I'm going to do it. But when the time comes around, it never actually happens. A lot of people are just like, right, okay, the day's here now. I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow. I'm going to start my new diet tomorrow. And then it comes around, I'm going to do it the next day. They keep getting pushed back. But if you're allowing yourself in your mind to do that, then that affects and it leaks out into every other part of your life, whether it's fitness, whether it's business, whether it's family, whatever, it just leaks out. So making sure you stay on to your word is a big thing for me with discipline, with business, with family. Whatever I say I'm going to do, I get it done 99.9% of the time. Obviously, there's the odd occasion when it's like, okay, I've spent 2 hours in a meeting today, so I couldn't catch up on a certain amount of work that I wanted to. But again, you're still doing that work anyway. But yeah, that's the first thing kind of I wanted to go over in relation to that. What's your kind of thoughts on that, Nick?
I completely agree. I think that the word integrity is something that comes to mind, and the reason why I say that is literally what you said there, Liam, is when you say something, you better do it, because in it comes to a point where you can continue to talk, you can continue to, set all these sources of accountability up for you. Like, people will literally use their word as a source of accountability, but not take any action because of it. And like, a New Year's resolution is a good example of that. You will use that as a source of accountability, yet you still won't go to the gym. And making sure it's as simple as, if you say something, do it. Start off very, very, very simple. That's why I think a to-do list is also very good. If you say that you're going to do it, you better do it. And then the simple things will become much easier to do, and then the hard things will become also easier to do once you've got that consistency.
100%. I think I've just had the kind of word come to mind. It's your self-story, like your self-story of what you tell yourself.
Okay, the narrative,
yeah, the narrative. Where's that from?
Narrative?
No, self-story. It's from somewhere. I've not just made it up. It's definitely from somewhere.
Andrew Huberman talks about like the narrative that you tell yourself, and he talks about how like neuroscience has relation to the narrative that you tell yourself, and it can deconstruct it.
It might be from Hubes or Chris Williamson, one of them. But I mean, I've had that my whole life, really, just my own self-story, just telling myself what I'm capable of, what I believe I can do, and yeah, it's a big part of kind of success in a way. But moving on to the next thing was completely different in a way. I mean, not really, but it's skills in relation to business. So upskilling. A lot of people think within business that if you're an employee, I'm not saying employee is a bad thing, by the way. If you're an employee, they think, okay, the only way I can get better here is just staying in this job role and getting promotions each year and keep moving up the ladder. But a big part of not only increasing your revenue per year or your wage per year is also to upskill. So upskilling. What is upskilling? Yep. Firstly, upskilling is increasing the amount of skills that you can do, or increasing the top skill that you currently do to a higher level. So let's say Nick's top skill is graphic design, or his top skill is video editing. What Nick would then do is upskill. So he would either increase or go on a course to upskill with his video editing, or he may potentially even go on a different course subcategory to that of like something that would aid his video editing, like a video photography, storytelling, or a videography course, so he can film the videos himself to then kind of do the video editing. So he's upskilling then because he's able to then stick all these different things together and create something bigger. And once you're able to upskill and have all these different skills in your locker, you're then able to create a higher source of revenue for yourself because you're worth more. You've invested more in yourself, and that's a big thing as well, is investing in your own education and your own skills, which is something we're trying to do and teach with Live Free in that sense. But yeah, educating yourself and upskilling is a big part of moving forward in your life and getting better, whether you're employed by someone trying to move up the ladder, trying to get more promotions, or whether you're self-employed and you're running a business of 100 employees, you're still trying to get better each day. The CEO of Gymshark, Ben Francis, he went around for 4 or 5 years and worked in every department of Gymshark to upskill and to understand the business better before he then put himself back as the CEO. He resigned as the CEO, put someone else in the CEO position for 4 to 5 years, and then he went and worked within the business, learned all the different areas, and then put himself back in that position because he was better equipped to be able to do that. So I think if the top people and the top businesses and the top CEOs, such as Ben Francis, are doing that, and he's worth over $1 billion or whatever it is, there's no reason why you shouldn't be either. Same as like Alex Hormozy and all those people as well. But yeah, what do you think in return to upskilling within business and life in general?
I think that we do that pretty well. Like, I think that we're pretty aware that to improve, it also could be a new skill set. I think that you're right. That's kind of what we're trying to do at Live Free, right? Give you an extension to or something beyond what you already know. And that's a unique thing that more and more people are trying to do. There's actually a stat that I included in our pitch deck, Liam. Did you see that stat? It was regarding, I think it's like 95% of people believe that if their company was to offer them a upskill course, they would be inclined to stay at that company for longer. Now, that's like, a very, very large amount of people believe that, that would really help them as company culture and to improve their skill sets. So it works very well for us at Live Free because, we hopefully will be able to get to that. It's an interesting point that you make about Ben Francis, by the way, because Ben Francis actually stepped down as CEO because he admitted that he wasn't fit for CEO at the time. He still was getting paid handsomely. He still was, the founder. But exactly what I think that we even might have to do, Liam, is that CEO role will probably not belong to one of us at Live Free 100%. If it overtakes us, because we're 18, 19. We're not necessarily CEOs of billion-dollar companies yet. So someone with a track record of billion-dollar companies deserves that. So yeah, no, that's
I agree.
Yeah, very, very interesting topic.
I think you have to get a board of people like going on to that as well. I think we need a board of people around us as well. Once we're at that stage, we're nowhere near that stage at the moment. We need investment and those kind of things first. But once we do get investment, is finding the right people along with the investors as well. Like having investors on board that are able to
the investors will take up a lot of the board
that are able to help us and guide us in the direction we want to go is a big part of that as well. So no, I agree. I think we're not we're going to learn along the way, but necessarily right now we're not equipped with the $1 billion skills you need to run a $1 billion company.
Yeah, definitely agree. And that's where, not to say that we can't get there, but, even through Live Free, hopefully there'll be a course in there to how you can upskill yourself. And, Liam and I will be the first ones to listen to it. So
yeah,
we're, making products for ourselves.
Some updates on Live Free though, by the way, guys, is we have 2 clients that are currently 2 talents. Sorry, Nick.
Talent.
2 talents that are going to be filming very soon with us. So that's going to be the first 2 courses out of 5 for the MVP. And we're very excited. So the first one is going to be health and wellness and specifically nutrition. The second one will be around the financial literacy space. And then the other 3, we do have what we want in store. We're just finding the right people we want to bring on board first for those 3. So yeah, that's a little update on that. Yeah,
it's a good progress there. I think that, as I've said many times, Live Free has the ability to scale very fast because it's primarily content based, and obviously Liam and I are making content from day one, so that puts us in a pretty good position to scale. So yeah, lots of good news. I think that hopefully in the coming months we should be able to get investment relatively quickly. Of course, that's a very hypothetical kind of thing, and something that we haven't done yet because we're so new to it. But yeah, that's definitely something on the horizon that we definitely want to do very soon. So should be pretty exciting, for sure.
100%. There's actually a guy I was watching on Instagram yesterday. He started like a health and wellness club, like a kind of like a Soho House in a way, but more for health and wellness, more accessible, more recovery things and those kind of items. But he's at the moment on board trying to get investors and trying to get the right people on board and build it out. And he was talking about yesterday. That's why I said about the board members as well. He was saying making sure I'm getting the right investors that are on board to then have done that and have that experience more than I do to be able to help me and guide me. So that was quite interesting with that as well.
Yeah, well, the board members will be taken up by investors. If you get an investor, they'll want to be in the board. In fact, I think it's like almost mandatory because they have to have a decision and a choice without being involved in the day-to-day.
Yeah.
So that's just naturally what board members do.
Yeah, I agree. What are you thinking then with AI, Nick? What's your topics on AI?
So, I have got quite deep into the AI automations and how I can use it to my advantage. It kind of leans in quite nicely to the working smarter and harder. So, a few things that I am really looking forward to And this is kind of just a point of discussion with the listeners even. And Liam, of course, feel free to input at any moment if you've got something to say that you're kind of looking forward to as well. But let's look at the number one AI tool that I'm really looking for at the moment, which is Gemini by Google. Now, Gemini was formerly known as Bard. It's kind of a similar thing to ChatGPT, and it is kind of leaning in towards that business thing a little bit more, because obviously Google have their business and enterprise kind of products such as Google Workspace, everything that we use in Live Free there. And some of the stuff that Gemini will be able to do is research, basically do all of your research for research analysis, be your sales assistant, be a writing coach for you, creative partner, effects editor. It's really, really crazy, actually, all of the things that Gemini will be able to do. And I've got it in front of me for context. So looking at some of the things that, it can do for the creative partner is really cool. It can literally just help you with your pitch deck. You just, use it as a coach almost. You ask the questions, it will then give you ideas, it will then give you styles. It's really, really exciting. And then also, obviously, crossing that into the notes that you might have from a meeting with your team can then be put directly into a presentation for the next day, and a summary, action points, things like that. And that's something that I really want to integrate for us, is to, as soon as we finish a meeting with a talent, whether it's with an investor, whatever, whoever it is with, we then can get notes from that meeting and then put it directly into a presentation, basically, and we do nothing. That's going to be really,
is
really cool.
Is that a free or paid tool?
Paid. It's pretty expensive at the moment, so it's like $30 a month with a 1 year commitment minimum. It's still pretty limited though. It's not that great yet, but definitely one to look for sure. The other ones that are quite good, Liam, you obviously know Zapier. Zapier is a really, really interesting one. It is doing all of the back-end API connections from one software to another. Myself and Liam are big Notion fans, and Zapier is something that's going to help us connect, literally do what I just said there, connect the meeting side or the note side and then turn it into something in our Notion page. And yeah, Notion is literally just our hub for everything. So maybe, Liam, do you want to go over how we use Notion and how we could automate it a little bit more?
Yeah, so we use Notion predominantly for different things. Well, personally, I use Notion in my own life for my personal finances, tracking my business, the professional diary, tracking my to-do list, my groceries, which also help me with the professional diary filming and those kind of things. But in terms of Live Free and tracking everything in there, we're doing everything within that. So we're not only market research, we're doing product research, we're doing MVP. Like, we're literally everything we think about, or ideas or business plans or UI UX, whatever it is, it goes into our Notion. And that is then able and allows us to invite people. So whether it's our development team, Jack, who's currently developing our MVP software product at the moment, he is added to the Notion page. He can see the different UI UX designs that Nick's created in there. So then he can go do the back end, see the UI UX, incorporate with us. So that is then also connected with Slack. And Slack is integrated with Notion as well. So Jack can... I didn't understand. We've got Siri coming on. Jack can then message us on Slack, and he can say, all right, we need to set this task. So he'll set a task in, it needs to be done by this date. It'll then pop into your Notion calendar. It'll give you notifications within Notion. Once you've done that task within your Notion page and the page under the task, you can tick it off. It's ticked off not only in Notion, it sends you a notification in Slack as well to let you know that it's done. Messages Jack it's done, and then we can move on to the next project from there. So there's so many different things that you can do with Notion. It's kind of hard to explain within a little 3-minute segment,
Sure.
But yeah, it's absolutely amazing for trying to run a business as well on it. And you can have team spaces, people incorporated, interacting in there. But Nick will explain more about kind of AI in that aspect now with Zapier.
So where Zapier comes in, it's linking the back end. So if I want my Notion page to talk to Slack, Zapier will help them to talk. Now, thankfully, Notion and Slack actually naturally are able to talk to each other just through Notion's backend and Slack's backend. But there's some things such as like Google Meets. If I want my notes from Google Meets to then be put into Notion, which I did actually try to do, but you have to pay quite a bit to do that for the subscription for like note taking in the Google Meets software. You have to pay for a service that take notes from your Google Meet and then transcribe it and then link it into your Notion page. So it gets kind of expensive. Right now, we don't need to focus on that too much. Like we just will create a few points from a meeting and put it into the Notion page, and then we can just, say this is what we need to do this week, things like that. But it does become much more automated when you start to pay for things. So I think that Notion is probably one of the best. There's also other things called, like, I guess they're productivity managers, and Notion, in my opinion, is the best out there, or at least what I know is out there. Monday.com is another one. Asana is a good one. More a project delivery one.
HubSpot
Asana.
as well. HubSpot.
Then additionally, HubSpot's different though. HubSpot's a
more
little bit different
CRM,
to. Yeah. It's more for client relationships. HubSpot, but Notion, Asana, Jira is also a good one, primarily for the software development, but also can use similar to Asana for project development and management, and then obviously Notion. So those are the top kind of productivity management tools. But I think Notion is probably the most visually appealing, visually aesthetic one, which is also quite important for a productivity management system as well.
It's easy to learn as well. Like there's templates in there you can use if you're not experienced in it, and then learn from those. And then start to build out your own templates and create it how you want it. But just to get a starting basis, you can use these templates just to kind of get an idea and then create it out from there, it's a quite good tool I like. Yeah,
100%. Yeah, for sure. All right then. Well, I think you're pretty tight for time, aren't you?
Yeah. But I mean, if you got one more topic we can touch on, I don't mind, or we can just end it here and talk about more in the next episode. I don't mind. Quickly though, I wanted to speak about last episode. The quality wasn't the greatest. It was a good podcast studio. So what Nick and I will do, I will possibly film in there, and I'll just film on my phone, just because the camera quality, they're top quality cameras, but for some reason I think it might have been something to do with the upload. But it was filmed in horizontal, vertical, and the quality just wasn't the greatest. So sorry about that in the last episode, but we'll try and make it better moving forward for that.
I think I assume it's because you can't take the SD card from Zoho House, so they just send you the lowest quality video. So it's literally 720p, which is basically what we do on Riverside normally. But because they also put their branding on it, then it's hard to crop it. So,
is the branding on it?
Yeah, it's the branding was also on it. So it would. The only way we could get around it is by squaring.
I could just but I'll just take my camera in there and film next time. It'll be fine. We'll be stressed.
Yeah.
Because it is a nice studio to film in.
We'll see. I think the lighting is a little bit off, but I think we'll make you'll make it work.
Yeah, I can take my little ring light USB.
Yeah, potentially. All right. Well, I do have one more AI thing that we could also talk about, which is one that I guess has had its time and then will evolve a little bit more, and that is the AI legal kind of contractors. Now, they originally started to gain a lot of traction when ChatGPT 3 was released, and everyone was thinking, oh yeah, this is going to be the best thing ever. And it does do a pretty basic contract, and it's pretty good at doing that. But I think that you do have to be a little bit cautious with it, because it does leave a lot of stones unturned. And the way that I actually got around this, which was interesting, is I would write up a contract in ChatGPT, and then I would then ask it or a new chat in ChatGPT with that contract that I made up and say, if I was in court and I was disputing X, Y, or Z clause, how would I go with this contract that you see in front of you? And it would then tell me if it's a horrible contract, if there's something that I need to add, or if it's good enough, and things like that. So getting really creative with ChatGPT and, you know, creating those contracts, if you aren't paying for a like a Rocket lawyer, for example, or another AI lawyer. Yeah, but Rocket Lawyer is like AI tech.
Yeah.
So
okay. That makes sense.
So if it's not a specific AI like lawyer robot kind of thing, then getting creative with ChatGPT 4 is probably your best bet. Yeah,
I think with ChatGPT as well, like you can create it. The only hard thing with ChatGPT 4 or ChatGPT in general, it can't directly source information from the internet. Like it can't cite it. What I mean is real life information. So like something that happened yesterday.
Oh, okay.
It can cite like old information, those kind of things. But like something, whether it's like an Instagram post or those kind of things, it's not quite developed yet. But I think it will be quite a good. Over the next 1 to 2 years, it's going to be crazy to see how that develops itself.
Yeah, I mean, I've used ChatGPT to cite research papers before, and it does a good job of that. So if you do want to ask it, like, where was this research from, and then it will then link it to the original paper, for example. I've had it link me to, like, government websites before. I didn't know how to, like, do a specific GST thing, and then it taught me how to go through every process, and then it linked each website that I needed to go through as well, so that was pretty good. But yeah, it's definitely, it's not great. Like, it's not like amazing yet. It is impressive. It's very impressive. Don't get me wrong, but it's not where it could be yet. But I think there was a new ChatGPT 40 that got released as well. So that 40 was pretty new. I haven't actually, I'm not too sure if that's right or not, but I did see something come out recently. So I probably need to get onto that. But on YouTube, ChatGPT 40, I think.
I'll have a look into that.
Yeah. But the AI one is definitely something that we need to get. 4.0 maybe?
Yeah, maybe 4.0 or something, maybe.
Yeah, quite possibly. But yeah, AI is definitely one that we all need to stay on top of for sure.
100%. No, I think that is brilliant for today's episode in general. Nick is, I'm sure, tired as well. He's had 3 episodes today. So it's been,
I think that's 6 hours of
filming.
filming.
It's been a long one for Nick today, and he'll be working till 12 p.m. tonight as well. So we will catch you guys in the next episode. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment on not only YouTube. Leave us reviews on Spotify as well, because that helps massively. But predominantly YouTube, subscribe. It helps push the videos out to more viewers and helps us grow. And if you have any feedback, let us know in the comments.
Because the more we grow, the better the guests will get.
Exactly, Stephen Bartlett. And we will see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.
Catch you later, guys.